Be Me 27, a software developer at a mid-sized tech company. Not exactly Chad, but not a cave troll either. Decent job, own apartment, can cook more than ramen. Basically functioning adult male, apparently endangered species. Work in an open plan office because some sadist decided that was a good idea. My desk is near the marketing department. This is where our story begins. Enter Melissa, 28, marketing coordinator, perpetually angry at something. She has a podcast with 47 listeners, and she's checked multiple times. Hair color changes more often than my code commits. Currently sporting what I can only describe as mermaid who fell into a cotton candy machine. Melissa and I have been coworkers for 2 years. We're in that weird limbo between acquaintance and friend, close enough that she vents to me, not close enough that I can tell her to maybe chill. Oh boy, does she vent. Anon, you won't believe what happened on my date last night. It's Monday morning. I haven't even had coffee yet, but sure, let's do this. So this guy, right? He holds the door open for me. I wait for the rest of the story. There is no rest of the story. That's it. That's the crime. That's bad, I venture carefully, navigating this conversation like it's a minefield, because it is. It's patronizing, Anon. She says my name like I personally invented doors. He's implying I can't open doors myself. I have a master's degree. I look at my coffee mug. It's empty, just like my will to engage with this. Maybe he was just being polite? Wrong answer, Chief. She launches into a 15-minute lecture about benevolent sexism. I learn that holding doors is a microaggression. Paying for dinner is economic coercion. Complimenting her appearance is objectification. Asking about her day is emotional labor extraction. And nephew, I realize this man committed the crime of being nice. This becomes a pattern. Every Monday, new date disaster story. The disasters are always the same. Guy did something normal. Melissa found the hidden misogyny. There was door guy. There was jacket offer guy. And it was 40 degrees outside. There was walked her to her car guy. Safety ex-patriarchy, apparently. There was texted good morning guy, assuming she's awake when he decides. My personal favorite was pulled out her chair guy. He infantilized her by suggesting she couldn't handle furniture. I still think about this one when I can't sleep. Each of these men committed the sin of treating her like someone they were interested in. Each was immediately friend-zoned, blocked, or lectured. Sometimes all three. I start keeping a mental tally. Nice guys eliminated, 23. Actual jerks encountered, 0. Coincidence? I think not. One day, Melissa is extra frustrated. I just don't understand why I'm still single. She says this with zero self-awareness. Absolutely none. It's almost impressive. I'm smart, I'm successful, I'm attractive. These things are true, I'll give her that. But men are just so intimidated by strong women. Ah yes, the intimidation theory. The idea that men are fleeing in terror from her feminist book collection. And not, the part where she interrogates them like they're war criminals. Have you considered, I start, immediately regretting it, that maybe some of these guys were just nice? The temperature in the office drops 40 degrees. Somewhere, a wolf howls. Are you defending them? She looks at me like I just suggested we bring back feudalism. I expected better from you, Anon. I backpedal faster than a unicyclist in reverse. No, I just meant, I know what you meant. She doesn't talk to me for 3 days. Those are the most peaceful 3 days of my professional life. I almost miss them. But then she's back. Because she has a new dating app match. And she needs someone to overanalyze his profile with. Look at this guy, Marcus. She shows me her phone. Marcus looks normal, seems employed, has photos with a dog. These are apparently red flags now. He says he loves cooking for people. She says this like he wrote, loves tax evasion. That's code for wanting a traditional housewife. Or he just likes cooking? I'm a slow learner, apparently. Anon, please. She does this condescending little laugh. Men don't just like cooking. There's always an agenda. Mephi, I've been cooking for myself for years. Mephi, apparently, I had a secret agenda I didn't know about. And Mephi, my agenda was apparently not starving. Marcus makes it to a first date. This is further than most. I'm almost hopeful. Next Monday arrives. Melissa is at my desk before I can even sit down. This is not a good sign. You will not believe what Marcus did. I steel myself for the horror. Did he open a door, pull out a chair, smile? He complimented my intelligence. I wait for the rest. There has to be a rest. He said I was refreshingly smart. That sounds nice? Refreshingly. She practically spits the word. As if smart women are unusual. As if it's surprising. Marcus, my guy, you tried. You saw the minefield and attempted to navigate it. You complimented her brain, not her body. You still exploded. R.I.P. Marcus, you never had a chance. This continues for months. Derek said she looked nice, objectification. Jason asked about her career, reducing her to her job. Tyler mentioned wanting kids someday, reproductive coercion. Brandon didn't mention wanting kids, commitment phobe. I'm starting to see a pattern here. The pattern is that there is no winning. One Thursday, office happy hour. Melissa has had 2 glasses of wine. Dangerous territory. Anon, can I ask you something? No, please no. Sure. Why don't you ever ask me out? Record scratch. Freeze frame. Yep, that's me, standing in front of the HR complaint factory, wondering how I got here. We're coworkers, I say carefully. So? It could make things weird? That's just an excuse. She's looking at me like I'm a math problem, trying to figure out where I fit in her theories. You're one of the good ones, Anon. Uh-oh. You're not like other guys. This is not the compliment she thinks it is. You never hit on me, never make me uncomfortable. Because we work together and I have basic professionalism. See, that's what I mean. She moves closer. My fight or flight response kicks in. Flight wins. I gesture vaguely at nothing. Another time, she says, but it sounds like a promise or a threat. Honestly can't tell the difference anymore. The next few weeks are awkward. Melissa keeps finding excuses to be near my desk. Suddenly she needs help with tech stuff. Her tech stuff is always things like, how do I make a PDF? Girl has a master's degree but can't right-click. I'm doing my best to maintain professional distance. Not because she's unattractive, but because I've watched her destroy 24 men for minor acts of kindness. I'm not about to become Exhibit 24. Meanwhile, new guy starts in our department. Kevin, age 29, just transferred from the Seattle office. Seems normal enough. Doesn't know about the minefield he's walking into. I should warn him. I don't warn him. Partly because I'm curious, partly because I'm a coward. Mostly because it would be weird to say, hey, avoid the pink-haired woman, she'll psychoanalyze your handshake. Kevin makes his first mistake within 48 hours. He brings donuts for the office, sets them in the break room, sends a friendly email. Donuts in the kitchen, fuel up, everyone. Melissa corners me immediately. Did you see that email? Yes, I saw the donut announcement. It was about donuts. He said, fuel up. She's whispering like we're discussing classified intel. That's fitness culture language. He's implying we need to watch our figures. MFW donuts are now a dog whistle for fat phobia. MFI just wanted a chocolate glazed. MFI will never look at pastries the same way. Kevin, blissfully unaware, continues being normal. He holds the elevator for people. Microaggression count 7. He says, you guys, in meetings. Gendered language incident report filed. He compliments the office plants. Botanical objectification. Okay, she didn't say that, but I was waiting for it. One day, Kevin commits the ultimate sin. He asks Melissa if she wants to grab coffee. Not a date, just coffee, like coworkers do. I don't think that's appropriate, she says loudly. Loud enough that half the office hears. Kevin looks like a man who just stepped on a landmine, which, metaphorically, he has. I just meant as colleagues. The implication was clear. It was not clear. Nothing about want to grab coffee implies anything other than caffeine acquisition. Kevin retreats to his desk. I catch his eye. Try to send a telepathic message of solidarity. He looks shell-shocked. Later, he approaches me in the parking lot. Hey man, did I do something wrong? Oh, Kevin, you sweet summer child. No, she's just... I search for diplomatic words. Particular. Is she always like that? Define always. Does she always treat normal things like personal attacks? Yes. Kevin processes this information. I can see him recalculating his entire office strategy. Welcome to the game, buddy. Nobody wins. Weeks pass. Melissa's dating life continues its spectacular failure parade. She's now on her 3rd dating app. The first two ran out of men in a 30-mile radius, not because there aren't men, but because she's blocked them all. New victim, Jake. Jake is 30, an accountant, and volunteers at an animal shelter. Basically the human equivalent of a golden retriever. First date goes okay, which in Melissa terms means he committed less than 5 offenses. Second date happens. This is unprecedented. I'm genuinely shocked. He's different, she admits. There's something in her voice I haven't heard before. Hope, uncertainty, indigestion. Different how? He didn't try to pay for dinner. Finally, a man who read the manual. We split the check. He didn't even offer. Wait for it. But then when we left, he didn't walk me to my car. Oh no. He just said goodbye at the restaurant door. Here it comes. It felt like he didn't care about my safety. MFW, Jake can't win either. MFW, the paying equals patriarchy, but not walking her out equals neglect. MFW, the goalposts have rocket engines. So, what happened? I told him I didn't think we were compatible. Jake, wherever you are, you dodged a bullet. A bullet that changes trajectory mid-flight. A bullet with a master's degree. Later that week, office drama escalates. HR sends out an email about professional communication standards. It's clearly about Melissa. Everyone knows it's about Melissa. Melissa thinks it's about Kevin. Can you believe this? She's at my desk again. Her coffee has some kind of oat milk foam art. The foam art looks angry, somehow. They're trying to silence me. I think they just want people to be civil. Civil is just code for compliant. I briefly wonder if there's any word that isn't code for something. Probably not. Melissa, maybe some of the feedback has a point. Her eyes narrow. I've made a tactical error. You're siding with them? There's no them. It's just, I thought you were different, Anon. Ah yes, the classic you're different reversal. Where different means agrees with everything I say, and disagreement means I've revealed my true nature. I'm not siding with anyone, I need some space. She storms off to the break room. I can hear her aggressively operating the Keurig. That poor machine didn't deserve this. That night I'm at home, thinking about the whole situation. My roommate Dave is playing video games. I tell him about Melissa. Dude, he says, not looking away from the screen, she's going to end up alone. That's kind of harsh. Is it though? He has a point. She's systematically eliminated every potential partner, not for being bad, but for being normal. What's her endgame? Dave asks. I don't think she has one. Everyone has an endgame. I consider this. What does Melissa actually want? I think she wants someone who's confident but not aggressive, successful but not intimidating, kind but not patronizing, attentive but not overbearing. Basically, she wants a mind reader who also doesn't exist. The next Monday, Melissa is different, quieter. She doesn't come to my desk, doesn't share her weekend dating disasters. At first I think she's still mad at me, but it seems like something else. Around noon she approaches. Can we talk? Outside? We go to the bench by the parking lot, the one where people go to cry after performance reviews. This can't be good. I've been doing a lot of thinking, she says. Okay. About why I'm still single. Internal screaming intensifies. Is this a trap? A test? Genuine reflection? And? I think, she pauses, actually seems to struggle with the words. I think maybe I've been too quick to judge people. Hold up. Is this growth? Character development in this economy? What made you realize that? I went back through my dating app messages, and some of those guys were actually really nice. I say nothing. This is the moment where the protagonist usually screws it up. I'm not going to screw it up. Door guy messaged me 3 times trying to understand what went wrong. That's actually sweet. I called him a chauvinist. She's looking at her hands. The cotton candy hair is fading. Roots coming in brown. Something about that seems symbolic. Maybe I owe some people apologies. I'm genuinely stunned. This is like watching a nature documentary where the predator suddenly becomes vegetarian. Unprecedented behavioral shift. That's really mature of you, Melissa. I mean it. Growth is rare. Self-awareness is rarer. Don't patronize me. Old habits die hard, apparently. I'm being genuine. She looks at me suspiciously, like she's waiting for the catch. There is no catch. That's the whole problem with her worldview. Anyway, she continues, I was thinking about what you said, what I said, about those guys maybe just being nice. Oh, that thing I said. The thing that got me 3 days of silent treatment. Apparently it marinated. I think you might have been right. She says this like it physically hurts. It probably does. Admitting you're wrong always does. So, what are you going to do? I don't know yet. Maybe start by not assuming the worst? That's really hard for me. First honest thing she said in 2 years. Progress. The next few weeks are interesting. Melissa is clearly trying. Keyword, trying. Kevin holds the door for her. She visibly tenses, but says thank you through gritted teeth. Baby steps. Someone brings birthday cake to the office. She doesn't analyze it for hidden meanings. Just eats the cake. Revolutionary behavior. She even laughs at a joke without fact-checking it for problematic content. The office doesn't know what to do. We're all waiting for the other shoe to drop. Then Marcus resurfaces. Remember Marcus? Cooking guy? Refreshingly smart guy? He matches with her again on a different app. Either he forgot about their first date, or he's incredibly forgiving, or his memory got wiped like a Men in Black situation. Melissa shows me his message. Hey, didn't we match before? I remember you. You had really interesting takes on that museum exhibit. Want to try again? MFW Marcus is either a saint or an amnesiac. Possibly both. What do I do? She asks. She's asking me for advice. About dating. The blind leading the blind into a minefield. Maybe just be normal? What does that even mean? Don't analyze everything he says for hidden agendas. But what if there are hidden agendas? There probably aren't. But what if... Melissa, she stops, takes a breath, nods. Okay, normal. I can do normal. Narrator voice. She could not do normal. First date with Marcus 2.0 happens on a Saturday. I get a text at 7 p.m. He pulled out my chair. Here we go. But then another text. I didn't say anything. I just sat down. I think I'm dying. Dramatic, but okay. How's the rest going? He complimented my earrings. And? I said thank you. That's it? That's it. Are you okay? No. But in a good way? I don't know. This is the most chaotic text exchange I've ever had. And I once helped Dave navigate a breakup via emoji only. Date ends. She calls me at 10 p.m. I'm watching a documentary about penguins. The penguins will have to wait. Anon, I did it. Did what? I went on a whole date without finding a single red flag. That's great? Is it though? She sounds genuinely distressed, like someone who's been wearing tight shoes their whole life, and suddenly has room to wiggle their toes. Freedom is disorienting. What are you feeling? I don't know. Confused. He was just nice. And that's bad? It's suspicious. Why? Because nobody is just nice. Oh boy. We've got layers here, like an onion or a parfait. Everybody loves parfaits. Melissa, some people are just nice. But why? Because it feels good to be kind? What do they get out of it? The satisfaction of being a decent person? Silence on the line. I can hear her processing this. It's like explaining water to a fish. She's lived so long assuming everyone has an angle. The concept of genuine kindness is foreign. My therapist says I have trust issues. You have a therapist? Started last month. That's really good, Melissa. She says my hypervigilance might be self-protective, but ultimately self-defeating. That's incredibly accurate. More silence. Anon, can I tell you something? Sure. I think I friend-zoned a lot of good guys. You think? What makes you say that? I went back through my journal. You have a journal? I have 7 journals. Of course she does. I wrote down every date for the past 3 years. And? The red flags I documented are insane. Like what? One guy got marked as problematic because he said ladies first at a buffet line. MFW, the buffet incident. MFW, I'm learning so much tonight. Another guy got rejected because he offered to carry my bag when I said my shoulder hurt. That's literally just being helpful. I know that now. She's spiraling, but like in a productive direction, a self-awareness tornado. Melissa, you can't change the past. But I ruined so many potential relationships. You didn't know better. I should have known better. Now you do. That's what matters. The line goes quiet again, then a small voice. Do you think Marcus would give me a real second chance? He literally asked you out again after you called him patronizing. I called him refreshingly patronizing? That's worse. I know. He still came back. Why would he do that? Because he liked you, Melissa? Past tense? That's up to you. She thanks me and hangs up. I return to my penguin documentary. The penguins are doing better at relationships than anyone I know. Monday morning. Melissa is at the office before me. This is unusual. She's usually fashionably late. Blames it on the patriarchal concept of time or something. She's got 2 coffees. Hands me one. Thanks for talking me down Saturday. No problem. I have a second date with Marcus. That's great. This weekend. Even better. I'm terrified. That's normal. She sits on the edge of my desk. Kevin walks by, holds up the door for someone behind him. Melissa watches. That used to make me so angry. The door thing? All of it. The small courtesies. Why? I thought it meant they saw me as weak. And now? Now, I think maybe they just saw me as human. That's the most profound thing she's ever said. And she said a lot of things. Mostly about the patriarchy, but this one hits different. My therapist calls it reframing. Sounds like it's working. It's exhausting. Growth usually is. She nods, sips her coffee. We sit in comfortable silence for the first time ever. It's weird, but good weird. The week passes without incident. No Monday morning rants, no dissection of dating app messages, no accusations of microaggressions against the coffee machine. It's unsettling, like when your car stops making that weird noise. You should be relieved, but mostly you're just waiting for the engine to explode. Saturday arrives, Marcus date 2.0. I'm at home doing laundry like a responsible adult. Dave is on the couch, controller in hand, as is tradition. Your work wife has her big date tonight, right? She's not my work wife. You talk about her more than my actual girlfriend talks about me. That says more about your relationship than mine. Fair point. My phone buzzes at 6 p.m. Melissa. He's picking me up from my home. Me. That's normal dating behavior. Melissa. What if he's a serial killer? Me. Is he? Melissa. No, he sells insurance. Me. Those are different things. Melissa. Are they though? She's nervous. I get it. This is the first time she's letting her guard down. The first time she's not going in ready to find fault. Vulnerability is terrifying. Me. Just be yourself. Melissa. Which self? Podcast Melissa? Work Melissa? Therapy Melissa? Me. The one who eats birthday cake without analyzing it. Melissa. That was one time. Me. It was progress. Melissa. Fine. Cake. Melissa it is. I don't hear from her for 4 hours. This is either very good or very bad. No news is good news, or she's been kidnapped by the insurance salesman. Statistically unlikely, but not impossible. 10:47 p.m. Phone rings. Melissa. Anon. How'd it go? He opened my car door for me. And? I let him. Revolutionary. It felt nice. She says this like she's confessing to a crime. The crime of enjoying basic courtesy. Lock her up, boys. We went to that Italian place on 5th. The fancy one. He made reservations and everything. Premeditated romance. Scandalous. Shut up. But she's laughing. Actually laughing. Not the sarcastic laugh she uses when someone says something she finds problematic. A real one. He asked about my podcast. Oh no. He actually listened to an episode. Which one? The one about workplace dynamics and gender expectations. That's dedication. He said he disagreed with some of it, but found it thought-provoking. Mefu Marcus chose violence. MFW he disagreed with her, and she didn't end the date. MFW growth is real. How did you respond? I asked him what he disagreed with, and we had an actual conversation about it. Without yelling? Without yelling. Are you sure you're Melissa? Pretty sure. I have the journals to prove it. She tells me more about the date. He talked about his family, not a red flag, just context. He mentioned wanting to travel more, not escapism, just interests. He asked about her hobbies besides the podcast. Genuine curiosity, not interrogation. Every statement that would have been evidence for prosecution before, now just conversation. Normal human interaction. What a concept. He asked if he could see me again. What did you say? I said yes. Just like that? Just like that. No background check request, no demand for references. Anon, I never did that. You literally asked coffee shop guy for his therapist's contact information. Okay, I did that one time. We talk for another hour. She sounds different, lighter somehow, like she's put down a weight she didn't know she was carrying. Anon? Yeah? Thank you. For what? For being honest with me, even when I didn't want to hear it. You threatened to report me to HR for suggesting door guy was just polite. I did not. You drafted the email, Melissa. I never sent it. Because you couldn't figure out which box to check. The forms are confusing, we laugh. It feels like something has shifted. Not romantically. I'm not interested in her that way. And I think she finally realizes that's okay. Not every man who's decent to her is a potential partner, or an enemy. Some of us are just people. 3 months later, Melissa and Marcus are still dating. It's not perfect. She still has moments where she spirals. Still occasionally texts me at midnight like, he said my cooking was good, is that code for something? It's not code, Melissa. Your pasta was just good. But she catches herself now, recognizes the pattern, takes a breath, chooses trust over suspicion. Most of the time, her podcast has evolved too. Less all men are problematic. More, here's how I learned my own biases were the problem. Her listener count went from 47 to 200. Turns out vulnerability is relatable. Who knew? Kevin finally relaxed around her. They actually had lunch together last week. He held the door. She said thank you. No incident report filed. Character development all around. One day she brings Marcus to an office happy hour. I finally meet the legend himself. He's exactly what you'd expect. Normal guy, decent smile, works in insurance, not a serial killer as far as I can tell. So, you're Anon, he says, shaking my hand. Guilty. Melissa talks about you a lot. Hopefully good things. She says you're the only person who was honest with her when she needed it. I don't know what to say to that, so I just shrug. Someone had to. Melissa joins us. She's wearing her natural hair color now. Brown with some subtle highlights. Still has the nose ring, though. Some things don't change. Are you two bonding without me? Comparing notes, Marcus says. Should I be worried? Only if you've done anything embarrassing. I have 7 journals of embarrassing things. Then yes, be worried. She punches his arm lightly. He fake winces. It's disgustingly cute. I'm happy for her. Later, as the happy hour winds down, Melissa catches me alone. Hey, I've been thinking. Dangerous activity. I know, right? She's quiet for a moment, collecting her thoughts. I wasted a lot of time being angry at the wrong things. Maybe, but you figured it out. I almost didn't, but you did, because someone held up a mirror. I just asked questions. The right ones. She looks across the room at Marcus. He's talking to Kevin about something, probably sports or insurance, guy topics. I used to think all the good guys were intimidated by me. And now I know I was scaring them away. Growth. Painful growth. The best kind. She raises her glass. To being wrong? To being wrong, I echo. We clink glasses. It's not a grand gesture, no fireworks or dramatic music, just 2 coworkers who went through something weird together, coming out the other side. Dave was right that night. Everyone has an endgame. Melissa's wasn't to be alone. It was to be understood. She just had to learn to let people try. I accidentally became a dating therapist. I still don't get paid enough for this. the Penguin documentary was actually pretty good. Sometime later, new girl starts in marketing, purple hair, strong opinions, immediate suspicion of Kevin's donut emails. Melissa sees her rejecting a coffee invitation from a coworker, calling it presumptuous. Our eyes meet across the office. She shakes her head slowly. I see her walk over to the new girl, hear fragments of conversation. Let me tell you about a journey I went on. The cycle continues. But maybe this time it'll be shorter. Maybe growth is contagious. Maybe there's hope. Or maybe the new girl will friend zone everyone anyway. Who knows? Not my circus anymore. I've got penguins to watch. Be me. Accidentally help someone become less insufferable. Didn't even get a raise. Such is life.